tired of feeling tired? Done with diet culture? Overwhelmed by conflicting nutrition and fitness messages? Then join us, your hosts of the Nutrition Revolution podcast, as we take a deep dive into all things women's fitness and nutrition. I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Tabitha. And together we are debunking diet culture myths and giving you the tools you need to finally see the results you're looking for. It's time to revolutionize your nutrition and training.
Welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to talk about diets, trending, what's happening, and I think it would be kind of fun to rate them and see, like, are we a fan? Are we not a fan? Why not?
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Period. End of episode. So there's always these like yo-yo fad diets going around, and I have clients who come to me and they're like, I need to be doing this diet because I saw it on a TikTok reel and like that is how I'm going to lose weight. Finally, I've never been able to lose weight before, but this is the one. This is the thing. And so, yeah, it'll be fun to go through them and see.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, what are we starting with? High pick?
Okay.
High pick?
Okay, go for it.
Keto. I give it -10 stars. Worst ever.
Pretty terrible.
So, fun fact, listeners, keto, the ketogenic diet, was developed in a lab to treat seizure disorders.
Yeah.
What they found was that when they put patients on these low carb, no carb, ultra low carb diets,
High fat.
that it resulted in weight loss. So they were like, oh, wow. Here's interesting finding. And so, of course, that got published in the findings, and then diet culture was really quick to pick up on it. But it wasn't just, you had to look at the population that was being studied, right? A lot of the patients also had comorbidities along with the seizure disorders like overweight and obesity, sedentary lifestyles. So it was as much calorie restriction as it was the reduction in carbohydrates.
It wasn't just no carbs.
Right. And when you look at also like what was the quality of the carbohydrate, right? It was just total reduction. So you're talking about reduction in like baked goods and refined carbohydrates that are also loaded with like refined sugar and fats as well, like baked goods that are also high in calories because of butter and, higher calorie containing fats.
Right.
So there's that factor to consider as well. But the issue with keto is that it's the same issue with all of these diets. It's a sustainability factor. But not to mention that one of the downsides to individuals that are on the ketogenic diet for weight loss, long-term, hair loss, nutrient deficiencies from your water-soluble vitamins and other key nutrients, minerals, right, that you miss out on when you're not eating an entire food group.
Yeah.
Fruits and veggies, whole grains, carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So,
and not to mention the extreme, because what happens when a diet starts and people catch on and then they start creating it and marketing it and becoming like the thing for the keto diet is like all the different variations of keto. Now you have like dirty keto and then clean keto, and you have people who are like, you can eat bacon.
What about stupid keto?
Stupid keto. Bacon and all like the greasy fattening foods, those are okay.
Super high saturated fat.
Do not eat bread.
God forbid you eat bread, but yes, go eat that burger that's 80% fat.
Yeah.
Or 15%, 20% fat, 80% protein. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I got that.
So people are making it like these extreme things. And then if you don't follow the rule, you have to start over again because you did not do it well enough. Like it's.
So now you're failing your stupid keto diet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not sustainable. All right. So negative 10.
Sounds
good. All right.
Good.
Next.
High protein.
Like, are you talking carnivore?
No, just high protein. I mean, I guess you could do carnivore.
Yeah, let's say carnivore, because I eat a high protein diet.
Well, but here's my thing that I want to say about high protein.
Let's hear it.
I'm a big fan of high protein when it comes from real food.
Yes,
I
same.
am so anti high protein Cheerios
Oh
and
my
high
God,
protein
same.
drinks. And
Okay,
high
so you're
protein-
saying high protein because we've added protein
high
to every
protein
single
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, high protein water. Protein water. I literally saw that at the grocery store and I wanted to scream.
It's your clear protein
I was
water.
like, what? Just drink water and go eat some chicken.
Yeah.
Put some shrimp in your rice bowl.
Yeah.
And friggin' get your protein
Get
out my
real
chips.
food. Yeah.
Literally. Okay.
You're not a Quest protein chip girl?
Girl, when I see protein cookies and protein chips
Yeah.
in my food log review days, I'm like, guys, please stop.
Yeah. Go listen to our episodes.
It doesn't make
on
it healthy.
Protein.
Doesn't make it healthy.
Right.
Please.
Amino acids. What you actually need in a complete protein. Go listen to that episode and then come back to this one.
Okay, -5 stars.
Yeah. Stop adding protein to everything. Just eat chicken. Okay. Carnivore.
Yeah. So again, same thing with keto. Look at the sustainability. All right. So interesting. I had a conversation with someone recently where they were talking about how they did carnivore diet. And so the carnivore diet is where you just basically eat meat.
Just meat.
Like meat, which...
Please eat avocados because the bathroom issue is going to be crazy. You need some avocado
I
to
literally
help
was
with that.
thinking and I was like, did you poop? Like, did you poop at all? Like, I wanted to ask that. I didn't
Usually
get a chance to.
It's like liquid.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Your poor gut. Okay. So carnivore diet, you're eating like basically meat all the time. Animal products. And she was like, yeah, no, it worked. Like I dropped a whole lot of body fat. But then summer came and this is a direct quote. Summer came and we were like out on the boat and beaching and it's like drinking and barbecues and this, that, and the other. And it's like just hard to sustain. And I'm like, there it is. Ding, ding, ding. Like nail on the head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the factor. It's not sustainable to live that way.
Right.
And same thing with keto. You're missing out on so many nutrients, fiber being the big factor here. So I give it that one also -10 stars.
With anything like keto or carnivore, we're going to talk about fasting. With any of those things, I have seen people with health issues that need anti-inflammatory, that need extreme weight loss because they have to go get a surgery or they need something like those with your doctor. That stuff, I'm like, as long as you're working with a doctor and there's like a need for it, because some people need certain things.
But I'm going to even add there, though, that even working with your doctor probably doesn't even have the nutrition training and education that I have. And there are nutrient deficiencies that you will develop on those diets. And there are nutrients that are anti-inflammatory, right? And like polyphenols and biologically active compounds in certain foods that are highly anti-inflammatory that you're missing out on by a ketogenic and a carnivore diet.
Yeah.
So it's a little nuanced.
Right.
There's very little literature evidence to support those two diets as being anti-inflammatory.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Intermittent fasting.
I prefer time restricted eating and using the overnight fast, which is the OG fast for the human body and the human circadian rhythm. So if you want to intermittent fast, aka time restricted eating, and do it overnight, 10 stars. If you want to do time restricted eating, aka intermittent fasting, and do it during the day, during your awake hours, I give it -5 stars. So it comes down to the timing of intake and, as always, the quality of your intake.
And sustainability.
Yeah. So, and the sustainability factor, right? So, like, it's not sustainable to not eat all day long while you're awake and then eat at night. And most people can sustain that for, I'll give you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be so hungry and so tired during the day that you're going to get to the point where you're going to end up binging. More than likely, you're going to get into a situation where you just kind of go like off the rails.
That's a major one that we see with people who are doing cycling intermittent fasting. Like, all right, I'm going to do a 3-day water fast. And then they break their fast with like some good stuff, usually like day 1, they're doing great. And then like day 2, they're like, give me everything. I'm eating it all.
Yeah.
Especially
you're starving.
Like, there's a lot of religious cultures that do intermittent fasting, like Ramadan and and like they'll fast for something, prayer, whatever. And then they always end with like a big celebration.
It's
right?
It's like they're eating their body weight in food because they're so hungry. Yeah. And they've just feel so depleted energy wise, like emotionally, mentally. Yeah. And then it's just like, give me everything in sight. And then you're not as likely to make good choices. And I'm also speaking from experience because I've tried these things as well. And a regularly fueled body is a body and a person that is able to make better decisions consistently. Yeah. Because you are not being overcome by hunger and cravings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I digress. Okay, next.
Let's see.
Do we have anything else?
Detox cleanses.
Yeah. You got a liver and kidneys and respiration for a reason. I mean, every time you exhale, that is a form of detox. Yeah. Your skin, sweat is detox. Your kidneys and liver are 24/7 detoxing. Even eating healthy, nutrient-dense foods like fiber. Yeah. Fiber binds to icky stuff in your intestines and takes it out through your poop. Yeah. Right? So like eat a high fiber diet, get rid of excess circulating cholesterol and toxins in the gut, drink more water, help flush out your kidneys. Like your body has its own natural detox pathways. And then here's a shocking idea. Do yourself a solid and don't eat like trash. Yeah. And don't drink tons of alcohol. Yeah. And don't fill your body with toxins in the form of processed trash food. Yeah. Fill it with nutrient dense foods, whole foods as much as possible. Yeah. Right. And it'll be less stress on your body, less to detox, and you'll end up being healthier. But that detox tea
and juice cleanses.
Do you like what? Hello, blood sugar spikes.
I think that this is where I land on it. Like, I think that there are I feel like there's a place for intermittent fasting. I feel like, we'll agree to disagree on the carnivore keto thing, like with autoimmune disease or inflammatory diseases, seizures, things like that. I know doctors who have put people on this and they've had success, but also to your point, I don't know what those people were eating prior to, right? Like, did they go from McDonald's every day to keto or carnivore and magically their inflammation went away? Probably yes.
And they're probably also getting IV infusions of a different cocktail of vitamins and minerals, because there's a whole range of your water solubles and essential trace and ultra trace minerals that you're missing out on when you're cutting out entire food groups, right? Which is why in America we have the fortification of different foods. Yeah. So that is the other factor, right? That is why those diets are temporary.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
Fixes,
you don't live on these diets.
And they're very, very special populations. They're not mainstream. They're not standard. They're not standard care practices for it's a very rare thing. It's not like a standard blanket, this is what you're doing, this, that, or the other, regardless of autoimmune disease, which there's not that, there's only a few types of autoimmune disease. And for the most part, it's not going to be keto is the answer, even for seizure care. I have a nephew that has a seizure disorder, and it's not it's never been brought on the table that try a ketogenic diet. Right.
Isn't that interesting? Cause that's how they kind of market it. I feel like the most important thing with all of these diets is they're all marketed and advertised and labeled as something you can live on forever, but in reality you cannot. They are not sustainable. They're quick fixes. Not even that they're fixing everything, right? I know people who have been on them and they're like, it doesn't work for me. Someone is trying to sell you a product, just like the juice cleanses. They want you to buy this product. The people who are telling you that this is going to fix all of your issues are also selling you a product. They want you to buy their program or, and follow them on social media so that they're getting paid. I think that sometimes we forget that and we assume that they are just sharing this they're not gatekeeping, right? They're sharing with us what they're doing and how it's working. But in reality, it's a product. And so we fall for those things. We fall for those marketing tricks, or we fall for their pseudoscience and research and not really looking at it for ourselves. So they are not sustainable. And especially the chemicals and stuff that they're putting in, like the protein, you don't even know what's in those things. I was reading the label of some of them and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to damage
like the protein
so
chips?
Many people.
Is that what you mean? Like protein bars, protein chips, like all the preservatives and the additives and the yeah.
Like it's doing more harm
honestly,
than good.
I would say, like, if you really want protein in your Cheerios, like just go get regular Cheerios and then put 2% milk in it and then just like drink the milk with your Cheerios.
Whole
like
milk,
go get your milk from, cows that are have a grass-fed diet and drink that milk.
Yeah.
Right there per cup, you're going to get 8 grams of complete protein.
Yeah. Or,
so,
I don't know, eat really good high protein meals all day long. And then when you are craving Cheerios, just have a bowl of regular Cheerios.
Like it doesn't have to be,
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that. I feel like that was the same with like the diet sodas, Coke Zeros. And I even see it now with like Alani and Celsius, like all of those trending like things, like they're trying to use it as alternatives to something else. And I'm like, just have the real thing. And then, the rest of the time, drink water or have like real food, whole foods, stop feeling guilty for having or wanting those things.
Something that kills me is when people will talk and they'll be like, yeah, well, when I did keto, it worked. And then I got off. When I did carnivore, it worked. And then it got off. When I did the intermittent fasting 16-8, where like, would stopped eating at 8 o'clock at night and then didn't eat again until... didn't eat till what, noon, I guess.
Yeah.
Then noon, like it worked. And it's like, okay, but do you hear what you're saying? You're saying that like it worked, but then when you stopped and resumed quote unquote normal, right? So anything that you have to like keep going back to means, one, it's not sustainable. So two, it's not actually working.
Right. Yeah. So I think that the fix here is, what is your normal, and can you make your normal a healthier version of
better
whatever you're doing,
so that
right? So like, am I waking up in the morning and having some eggs and some fruit, and then am I having some chicken, tuna fish, salmon, veggies, some rainbow at lunchtime, and then am I having like some potatoes or rice and some chicken at dinner time? Like, am I having 3 really good macronutrient, like delicious meals, and then like a snack or whatever, chocolate most of the time? Or are you having like McDonald's every day and Taco Bell, and you're running through the fast food, and you're
starting
everything
your day
comes
with
from a
coffee
box
and no real food,
or not eating? Like, you're going to feel depleted when you're not eating all day. And then if you start eating steak 3 times a day, like you're going to start to feel like you actually have some energy. Like that is okay, valid. But making it so it's sustainable. I know so many people, like you say, with the carnivore, who did it and they felt amazing. They lost weight, they felt good. And then they go completely off the rails and start ordering pizzas and like, just completely different. What if you had steak, a slice of pizza, and, like, it's just a more balanced way of living and having it sustainable throughout your whole life versus like constantly falling for these
from one extreme to the
trends.
other. Though they're ebbing and flowing between one extreme to the other, and that's what my earlier point when I was saying how this individual, where I said they lost a lot of body fat because they did carnivore, and then they went to the barbecues and the drinking, day drinking, and all that fun stuff in the summer, and it's like you realize you're going from one extreme to the other. There's no moderation and balance, right? You went from like this super restrictive, extreme carnivore diet to kind of like no moderation, just like fun, whatever you want to do, not even thinking about it, consuming alcohol, barbecue type foods. And it's like, well, yeah, there's no like in between. Right. You're swinging that pendulum from one side to the other. So you're gonna experience, it's not dysfunction or dysregulation, but you're gonna experience the extremes. Yeah. I guess really is what I'm trying to say. So until you can learn to find that that balance and that happy medium of like nutrient dense foods, I would say 90% of the time.
Yeah.
To give yourself that 10% of that like freedom and wiggle room to live your life, you're going to keep struggling and you're going to keep feeling like I've got to go back to this extreme diet because that's what worked. No, that's not what worked. That's a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
Right.
Right. And the bullet hole is the lack of moderation and the lack of any kind of sustainable lifestyle.
Right.
Eating. So anyways, that's our rating of the worst of the worst diets. Yeah. Good luck out there. Thanks for spending your time with us. If you found this podcast helpful, we would love for you to share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe on your podcast platform. If you have nutrition or fitness questions you want answered on future episodes, we would love to hear from you. You can submit these questions to our email, Thenutritionrevolutionpodcast@gmail.com, and follow us on Instagram @TheNutritionRevolutionPodcast.